all of you will start, because first we'll start with the e-portfolio so you will understand. Do not upload anything, because once you upload directly, it will be going to the exam and the exams officer has to do it. So you can download the templates, work on the templates, okay? Everything this time has to be done on templates. And please avoid audio and video recordings. Only pictures, essential pictures are required. Okay, pictures you can post. Okay, if it's very good that audio or video, you let me know. I'll tell you how to go about doing it, but to the maximum avoid, because they have clearly said this new template will not allow audio and video for examiners view. Okay, right. So can you just open, one of you open, try to open, click on that link. If you're not able to open, I'll give you the website.
Yes, ma'am, I have opened.
Change password again, ma'am.
So what? Change your password. You can enter your password whatever you want. You can enter your password. It will ask for confirming your password. Confirm your password. You can click on this also, the link that I have shared. It is www.cambridge.org. It has to come. I think it has come learning dashboard because it's my open one.
New morning, everybody. Ma'am, when you click on that, we get that URL, ma'am. They can use that.
Okay, okay. If opened it,
ma'am, enter your password here means what password?
Okay. If you do not have password, click forgot password. Click if you do not have like it's not coming as change password. Click on forgot password. Rupa, can you just tilt your camera, because now I feel like looking.
Yes.
Actually,
Rupa, your
ma'am,
camera settings.
Actually, I
Yeah.
just put it on charging, ma'am. I just put it on charging. That's why I kept it like that.
Okay, now it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I can see create, submit, and help. That window is on my screen on my laptop.
1 minute. Don't go to that.
Don't go. Hold
to
on.
that.
Everybody, let's
You
go
have
one by
opened
one.
it. All of you have opened it.
Yeah.
Okay. I will try and share, but don't look at my screen and say that this many are not there, because no, the last one will also be there till December for me. Okay. You should get professional development,
student support and
PDQ Connect 25 to 30. 20, 25 to 30. Forget about this. This you should be having. You have it? Please see that.
25 to 30, where it is showing, ma'am. It is only professional development, student support and PDQ Connect is there.
And that much only you will have. Don't worry about the others. That is not for you. Okay, this three only should show. Don't look at the others. This three only it should come.
Yeah, ma'am. That
Yes,
that three on
Yes,
there.
click on PDQ Connect 2530.
Ma'am, we got a message from Soumya. 25 to 30 is not showing.
She'll have to refresh it. Soumya, your what was your email ID? 1 minute.
Ma'am, I got unable to sign in via external authentication. Invalid account, no account found. Again, I got
no, what is 1 minute? Check your browser's Gmail, which it is configured to. You open with one email and your browser is in another email, it will not match.
Oh, okay.
See that the top there is an account, isn't it? That should also match with your Cambridge. So let's try and do that. See the
system
Gmail
account, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you speaking about system account, ma'am?
Not system account, your browser account. If you're opening through Google Chrome or Microsoft. See, mine, this is matched to Cambridge account, not system account.
Okay, ma'am.
So now those who have got 25 to 30, can you see here 4 things? If it is not available, let me know. We will work it out. Just give me a minute. Those who have, look at this. Now this will give you the resources that are needed. If you click on this, you will get all what you have to, this is what you have to do. Okay. Others are not for you. Teaching and learning, you will be seeing. You can click on it. Okay. You can see what are the documents, certificate syllabus. So this is certificate syllabus. Don't go through this diploma syllabus. Remember, I've shared this. Okay, you can open this and download your certificate syllabus. Again, that is 5881 module guide that you can download. Okay. You can read the principal examiner's reports and recommended resources. Now, this is the templates that I have told you. You remember I told you you will have to download the templates. So yours is 5881. Don't download the others. 5881. Click on that. Okay. You will get your templates. All templates you will get. Got it? So you will have to download this. This is for unit 1. Remember, now we are in unit 1. Unit 1 observation visit form. Unit 2 lesson plan. Unit 2 observer feedback. Unit 3 lesson plan. Unit 3 observer feedback. Unit 3 teaching activity log. So how you're going, this naming and all, we will be telling you. Okay. So this is your introductory part of it. So that we will be doing. The next one is this. Unit 1. Got it? So unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, please download and keep. Any questions you have till this? Just work through it, download whatever you're getting and keep it for your 5881 course only.
When on my screen, I'm just getting that PDQ content, create, submit, and help. So on what I should click? Create.
1 minute. Don't do anything. Don't do anything.
Okay.
Can you just share
whatever.
the screen? If it is coming like that, it is the old PDQ Connect. It's not the new one. So can you just share?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sharing the screen now.
Sudha ma'am, for me,
This is old one, Rupa ma'am. Soumya, this is old one. This is not going to be for you. Okay.
But I'm
Even
able to see only this one, ma'am.
Even I am
Okay.
having the
Okay.
same
All
one.
of you have got only this one.
Yes, ma'am. We are just getting that three windows.
Okay. I'll just send to Cambridge your emails and details. And then they will give you access maybe. Anandita, yours is already registered with Cambridge. So the email ID, you will have to activate PDQ Connect internally. Rupa,
How should I do that?
I'll send your emails to Cambridge and ask them to add the PDQ Connect 25, 20, 30. Okay. I'll send the mail and I'll get it done. Okay. This is old one. Don't do anything with this. Okay. Don't do anything with this.
Sudha ma'am, I guess it's for everybody because few of them have messaged me also. So we can check on that.
Now I will send the mail ID and as program leader, I'll ask them to give you the access for 20, 25, 30. Then your PDQ Connect will come. Okay. for
Okay.
downloading templates and all that. I will send it to
Anandita,
you.
in your case, the email ID what you have given, have you done any course before this?
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
also
I have done several courses with Cambridge before. AS level courses I've done,
Okay,
completed.
Anandita, don't worry. I will add your email also and send. So
Okay, ma'am.
immediately you will get a response from from Cambridge saying that that is activated in your account. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So
And ma'am,
once it
how
is
to
done,
log in? Ma'am, you said I have to activate it internally. Ma'am, how am I
yeah,
supposed
but
to do
now
that?
you need not. I'll send a mail because
Okay,
2530
ma'am.
is not for everyone, isn't it? So now I'll send an email and it will come into your accounts. Okay. It will
Okay,
now
ma'am.
come into your accounts. Okay. I'll send
Okay,
an
ma'am.
email and I'll get it activated for you.
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
So that I will do. Okay. Okay. Yes, Soumya, I got it. We'll check it out. Okay. Give me 2 days time because today's Cambridge is not working. I'll send the email today. Tomorrow you will be getting your activation part. Okay. 2530, like how I showed you, it should be visible in your, once you log in, it should be visible for you. Okay. Right. Just a minute. So today we are going with session 8 of 8. So before we start, a quick recap. Can quickly, all of you, join your hands like in chat or oral. Can you just quickly tell how motivation happens or motivation results in learning? How motivation results in learning? This is a recap of last class. How motivation results in learning. Quickly.
all of you gave in lot of pointers for this actually when we were having discussions.
Just quick recall. Recall and tell. No, initial, no. So it's a Sunday morning after breakfast. So that slowness is there.
Yes, ma'am.
So once it starts catching up, it will. Okay. 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 Yeah. Others, please share. You can share it as chat or you can open, unmute and talk. Yes. Motivation is important. Okay. To push themselves to complete challenges. Okay. Two types, intrinsic and extrinsic. Very good, Sarah. Intrinsic, extrinsic, okay. Engage actively, develops interest among them, helps them towards academic goals. Very good. It makes effective learning possible and makes students reach their goals. Very good, okay. It helps in active engagement and not monotony. Very good. That's correct. It helps in active engagement and it is not monotonous. It does not allow monotony. Right. Intrinsic, extrinsic, right. Anything else others would like to? Important for overall growth. Yes, both intrinsic as well as extrinsic are important. Metacognition, actually motivation brings in metacognition and self-regulation. Very good. Right. So today let us look at LOC, that is learning outcome C. Explain the concept of assessments, its basic types, principles, and methods. First, KQ1 is what is your understanding of the concept of assessment, its purpose, what are the differences between formative and summative assessments. KQ3 is what are the basic principles that underpin the concept of assessment. KQ4 is what assessment methods do teachers mainly use in their classroom practice. So you will have to start thinking aloud. Okay. What type of assessments? First you have to tell me, then you can read through this document. Okay. First you have to tell what type of assessments you conduct in your class and why do you prefer those assessments. Okay, after that you can go to the reading resource. So quickly, yeah, let's have the answer. What is the frequently you conduct in your classes? What assessment you frequently conduct in your classes? Why do you conduct?
Prior
Yes,
knowledge, something that we do.
mainly
Prior
conduct
knowledge.
formative assessments. Okay, you speak.
Yeah, who's speaking? Prior knowledge check is not an assessment.
No,
It
that
is a
is not a
mandatory process.
formative.
So, yeah, yes, Rupa ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. Formative assessments, like I just conduct the
What is that
quizzes.
you conduct frequently? Don't go
Quizzes.
for what is that you conduct frequently? Think about that.
Yeah.
By the
Yeah.
end of the class, once the session
Maybe.
is over, we check what the learners gained in that session.
Yamini, again you're going for general. Be specific. What do you conduct frequently? Why do you conduct it frequently? Very specific. Very
Formative
specific.
assessment.
Yeah, formative assessment.
Formative assessment.
assessment.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is more useful.
What is that, Rupa? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, ma'am. Formative assessment we usually conduct in the class at the end of the
Informative what, Rupa? Informative. Formative is a very broad category. In that, what do you conduct frequently in your class? All you conduct every time in your class? No, in your class, you're going to conduct formative only. So what is that you conduct frequently?
I frequently conduct ma'am quizzes based on that language focus.
Why?
Or the or the short questionnaire, so that I can just finish it right within my time period. I can actually check that whether the students have actually understood what I have taught to them. That is
Very
the
good.
main reason.
Very good. Now others got a clarity. Quiz, and she conducts this. Make a note of it, Rupa. Make a note of it. You said quiz. Why you conduct it also you told. Right. Others? Yes, Anandita.
And ma'am, may I speak, ma'am?
I told Anandita. She
Okay.
raised her hand. Yeah. Just a minute, Rohini. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Normally, I generally conduct formative assessments, particularly two, I would like to mention class discussions and quick reflection. I would
Okay.
like to stress on quick reflection because particularly when we are dealing with grade 9 and 10 in the classrooms, they have comprehension passages, ma'am. So when they are solving them, I would like them to paraphrase or quickly tell me what is there in the passage. So it gives me a kind of immediate feedback which helps me understand whether they are getting what I'm trying to say and whether they are actually following the flow of the classroom or not.
Very good. Very good. So that's the reason you are conducting. Like,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, Rohini.
Yes, ma'am. At end of each unit, we should find out whether they are up to mark or not, whether they got the complete knowledge of the particular lesson or concept that we thought. So
Yes.
we will conduct summative assessments and
No, what is that you conduct?
more.
Rohini, think I am not asking of summative. Formative only I'm asking about. What is that you frequently conduct in your
Actually,
class?
we will conduct like
Not we, not
test.
we.
Sorry,
Cambridge
in
does
school,
not have we.
will conduct. I
Ah,
will conduct like tests, ma'am. Slip tests like that will be there, right? After
okay,
completion of
fine.
every part.
Very good.
So
Okay.
weekly
Why do
once
you
we will
conduct it?
be conducting that.
Weekly once.
For
So every day you're not
making
conducting.
for my own understanding that how far students learn. Not every alternate
Rohini.
days and 2 days once we will be conducting, ma'am.
So every day you're not conducting. So that day's topic you're going to check the next
Every
day.
day means oral tests. Oral tests we will conduct, ma'am.
That is what I'm asking. Every day
Not like
frequently that you can. Yes.
every day.
Oral test is fine. Now tell me why is it that you're conducting oral test?
Why? Because the topic which I thought the before day, whether the student can able to get the knowledge completely,
Ah,
or is he or she able to understand that uh, completely, to know that for ourselves.
very
So
good.
that we can make slow learners, those who are lacking, to make
Hmm,
them to understand again, to explain it again in by considering them also, and to make overall class to understand the concept in whole. So we
very good.
conduct the test.
No we here, Rohini.
Yeah, I am. I
Remember, when you're speaking as we, you're going to write as we. Don't do that. You will
okay.
have to write I.
Okay, ma'am. I
Okay, I conduct.
why?
Please note that. Yeah.
Because
Yamini.
school also will have some. Thank
Yeah, in school you have, but no, what is that you conduct and why do you prefer? Because remember, sometimes individual teacher is the best decision maker for our class. That is the reason we have to focus on our understanding of students. Okay.
you.
Yes, Yamini.
Ma'am, I'll go with directed questions, open-ended questions or quiz. Not three, all three of them, but I'll either choose two or one at a time. So my reason for directed questions and quiz is to check their learning, how much did they understand the concept or what. Open-ended questions, I leave with them whether they'll be able to apply what they learned into that sort of situations or this. Like, are they able to apply realistically in any other place? So I
Hmm.
leave with three questions most of the time to the children.
Very
by the
good.
end of the class.
Very good. Very good. Right. Megha?
Yes, ma'am. So what I do most of the time is I just conduct a short quiz before starting with the new topic, in order to let the students recall the information they have learnt in the previous class. And I prefer this because it allows the students to think and recall the information, as well as it creates a very engaging learning environment.
Okay.
That's why I
Very good.
prefer conducting a short quiz
Yeah.
before starting a topic.
Remember, you'll have to write this also because no, in your response for your EOL,
Yes, ma'am.
these should be there. Yes, Sarah.
Ma'am, if I'm starting a new topic, I never tell them what topic is about. I take them to the topic, and then once the chapter is done, and then I take quizzes. It's not always quizzes. Sometimes they have to write quickly a summary, because it's easy to say orally and it's very difficult to write it down. So my children kind of suffer with that. Also, as I'm dealing with the 6 to 8, so I ask them to write it down, and then I'll take the books along with me and I correct them. These are the two ways I do my class.
Very good. Now you look at, the resource that is provided. That is tab page number is 112 on the tab. Okay, PDF tab. Assessing pupils' progress. Okay, take now 5 minutes time, read through that is given in italics on what are the different purposes of assessment. What are the different purposes of assessment, and what is that you feel you can relate it to your class. Now that I've told an assessment, what is that you can relate it closely to your class? Okay. Read through that, no? You got the page number?
The page number is 105,
Chapter
right?
7. Chapter 7. Assessing pupils' progress. Now, these are all very important books. Huh? These books we'll frequently be referring to.
So, ma'am, after reading, what we supposed to do regarding that after
Which,
completion of reading?
which purpose closely relates to your purpose in your class? Tell me that purpose that closely relates to your purpose in your class.
Ma'am, in essential teaching skills, we have to read that.
Chapter 7.
Chapter 7, okay.
Chapter 7, there is a small paragraph assessing pupils' progress. In that, the purposes of assessment is given. So that you have to read. I think it's around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points are given. Yeah, completed. Completed. So yes, you can start. Tell us which is the one that is closely associated, or which do you feel gives the correct purpose regarding your assessments in your class. If you have multiple, you will have to state when, where, etc. Yeah, you can start answering. It's 7 points only, right? You can connect with your classes and start answering.
Ma'am, can I see?
Yes, you can.
Uh, okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, after reading the particular chapter, I believe the first thing that they mentioned is how to integrate assessment with teaching. That is the main thing to do. And out of all of them, I would like to reflect on three of them. First is to promote assessment is to promote reflection. I use it to promote reflection in my classroom, to self-regulate the learners, and to sustain their improvement, to give the analysis of how they are sustaining their improvement. And I would like to
Yes.
break it down into three. I would like to explain them. First, for example, at the beginning of the lesson, if I'm using assessment, it is for a diagnostic purpose. For example, short tasks or discussions to identify some learning gaps or prior knowledge. It actually helps me when I'm giving a comprehension later on to tailor the instructions according to their needs. So that's a diagnostic purpose, which helps me to promote my reflection on how to help them. Second, when I'm talking about formative assessments, that is during the lesson, it can be peer review, or as I mentioned before, class reflection, or some kind of short analysis they're giving me. So these gives me an understanding. These kinds of exercises give me a way to understand how well they're able to analyze, and this also helps me to guide my teaching and adjust them according to the real-time feedback that I'm receiving from them continuously. So this, I would like to say, is something which in the PDF says guiding learning rather than judging it. And then the next one, when at the end of a topic, when we go on to more formalized versions of summative assessments, for example, then I would use a particular short timed paper or a particular short test to evaluate the mastery of the skill that I have promoted or tried to inculcate in them, so that they ultimately are ready for the Cambridge board exams. And this, I believe, ma'am, serves as a satisfactory or certificatory function according to the PDF, and it helps me to assess how effectively these students, whom I've taught, can apply what they have learned. And this comes under sustained improvement. So overall, instead of just grading the performance, I believe assessment for me works in three ways. First, through diagnostic assessments to promote reflection. Second, through formative during class learning for self-regulation for both me and my students. And third, for sustained improvement, which comes at the end of each lesson through short summative assessments. And these are, I believe, ma'am, aligns with the PDF where they talk about enhanced motivation, diagnose learning needs, and provide feedback that drives progress.
Very, very. That is good. Right. Next.
Ma'am, may I, ma'am?
Yes, Rohini.
Ma'am, according to my understanding from that chapter 7 is um, assessment is one we can make know how far the student learned the concept, and we can also motivate them to rectify their mistakes. They will get confused in problem solving or the content which we have given. Sorry, I have given. So when when they get confused, they will not complete their assessment, and they will get back to teacher, and they will, when we question them why you didn't complete this, then they will say, ma'am, here I didn't understood, so here I got lost, so I couldn't able to complete this. So that we can explain them, and we can motivate them without make sorry I can motivate them without uh, making student to get fear of that assessment, and create enthusiasm in doing assessment with full of interest. So motivation is also very important. From this I understood that. And one more thing is, when I give assessment, sometimes some students, slow learners, they will not complete their task in time. So they, though they know how to solve that, but they will feel lazy to complete their assessments on time. So they will be saying like, ma'am, I didn't find time, I can't able to do, I lost interest to do. In such a way, they will give reasons for skipping the content. So we should, as a teacher, I should motivate student that completing your assessment. By how I will motivate is, I will give points like thing, ma'am. I will give, if those who are completing assessment properly on time, what I have given in class, they will get these, for every assessment 2 points will be there. So at the end of the month, these whole points will be added, and those who get highest point, they will be rewarded. In such a way, I will motivate students to complete the assessments with interest, without slacking off.
Very
So
good. Very good.
these things I observed in that chapter 7 too. Same thing. How we should motivate students, and how we should make them to complete their assessments, and importance of assessments. So we should also say
Very,
to students, first I will say the student why I am giving the assessment to them. I will give the homework which is not there in the textbook. From the content which I thought, I will give them homework which is not there in the textbook, the textbook sentences. They should frame that sentences in their own, from their own understanding of the concept, and they should answer the question which I have given. So
very.
this is what I follow in my class, and what I read from the content.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very, very good. Okay. Next, there is one point that Rohini mentioned that I will be asking later on. Okay, you will have to reflect on this. So I've just made a note of it. Okay, we'll come back to it. I'll not tell what is that point also. Yes,
Yes,
Yamini.
ma'am. Yes.
The purpose of assessment in my class, when I see the types of assessments that I do, is mainly to whether the children are ready to learn the next concept or not. First thing. Second thing, are they able to get what I taught them? Are they like uh, the recent class which I took is about informative text where they have to write in a table format. They know the table format, they know everything, but they are not in the mood to write. So that is an immediate problem that I had in the class. They're like, yes, ma'am, but they are not ready to write on the paper. So
Okay.
that is like, okay, now no matter this, I can't bring, like, writing is something they have to do by themselves. So, like, okay, I try different ways to tell them, okay, do only this much. If you're done with this, I'll play a video so that today's task is over. But the mood did not, the idea of writing itself, it did, the the whole class plan did not work as structure, like what I've planned. So now I have to rethink, rework on it, make it more interesting for the children to work on it. So my assessments guide me to how I should change my teaching, and how much they learned, and to provide statement of current situation where they are in, and last one, motivation. So
Very
I
true.
think
That
all the
is
7 covers, but 4 are like something that goes every day in my class.
very good. Very good. That's exactly like the point. When you're looking at assessment, it is not only of the student's performance. Remember, it also gauges your performance. It gauges your performance. If that is not working out, you will have to change. Okay, that reflection is a very good point, actually, Yamini. Right? You can note it down. Yeah. Yes, Rupa. Sara and Anandita, please switch on your cameras, please. Rupa, ma'am, yeah.
Yes. Shall I speak now? Or someone else
Yes, please. Yes.
is speaking? So the primary purpose of my in my English class assessment is I just take the assessment for the two main purposes. First is that how I can improve my students learning, right, ma'am? Okay, that is called the formative assessment, which
Yeah.
which I just usually conduct right often and then in the classrooms. And the second main purpose is that how I can measure their achievements. Okay, that is fall into the summative, right? That happens during their TA1 or the TA2 exams. So here we are just focusing on the what what is the main purpose of the formative assessment. So my purpose is that how I can provide the feedback for my how I can get the feedback from the students for my teaching whatever I'm just teaching them, whether they can able to understand it the way I want them to understand. So that kind of assessment actually helps me gauge the effectiveness of my that instruction, and just highlight those areas where the whole class or some kind of or some specific groups have just have just misunderstood a particular concept. So this feedback actually just helps me in my lesson planning more and more effectively, so that I can just understand that what I need to improve through right whatever I have taught to my students. For example, here I just want to give the example. For example, I have just given them a very small brief quiz on the right, that they need to identify the similes and the metaphors in one or two poems. So I just when the quiz being completed, I just analyzed that few students, 60% of the students, they have just clearly understood that what how the poet is used simile in that particular poem. But 40% students, they just misunderstood the concept of metaphor. So I just get to understand that I need to reteach that the concept of metaphor, that how they have to actually recognize that what is the actual difference between simile and metaphor, and how actually they should make it in their creative writing also while they are writing the answers. Right, ma'am? That is the means that they should provide the feedback to me regarding my teaching, that how much they understood. And the second point which I understood, that to provide the educative feedback for my students, right? So that formative assessment actually gave students detailed information about their own performances, right? Okay, related to the expected standard which I actually set in the classrooms, that you have to understood that concept in that particular way. So, okay, that is called the evaluative feedback, which I actually want from them. That is the, okay, that should be the, okay, expected outcome, that you should just understand that particular, okay, topic with the help of the example, or, okay, with the help of your own, okay, that understanding. But you, while I just ask you, you should able to, okay, interpret the way I want you to, okay, interpret in the classrooms. That is called the evaluative feedback for my students. That is very helpful for me, right, ma'am? And
Yes, yes.
and the other point is that once I just completed that, the, okay, purpose of the formative assessment is also the how they actually understood what I'm going to teach. Okay, next. Okay, that is called their future learning. So they should actually assess. I could actually assess them that whether they are actually ready for the future learning or not. Okay, readiness for the future, okay, learning, that is also helpful when I'm just conducting the formative, okay, assessment, whether I need to, okay, repeat that particular topic again to, okay, reteach them, or make them understand in a more, okay, better way. So that kind of assessment actually confirms whether the students have the okay, particular, okay, necessary prior knowledge and the foundation skills, right, to just, okay, successfully, so that they can actually, okay, relate their prior knowledge to the present, okay, current topic which I'm going to teach them. So, okay, that is also very helpful in the formative assessment, the way we conduct. So I know that they are actually not, okay, ready to, okay, analyze the particular, okay, character. For example, I'm just, okay, taking the Macbeth example. So when I start teaching about the, okay, Macbeth, I just make it sure that they should have that prior, okay, knowledge. Okay, then only I just, okay, go forward in my, okay, teaching, that how it actually, okay, lead to the, okay, downfall of the, how his actually greediness lead to the downfall of the, okay, Macbeth, how the okay, death of the lady Macbeth actually impact the, okay, that progress of the, okay, of Macbeth. What is actually the complete, okay, analysis students can do only when they should have some kind of prior, okay, knowledge about the Macbeth story. Okay, so ma'am, okay, that is also helpful, that to assess the, okay, to assess the readiness for the future learning. I should actually assess that whether they should have that prior knowledge, or and foundation skills, whether they should have or, okay, not. That is there, ma'am. And I just conduct the formative assessment to just to provide the statement of the, okay, attainment, and the record their progress also, right, ma'am? So it's actually
Yes.
the formative assessment is a formal measure only of achievement at the specific point of time, okay, during the class hours, right, ma'am? So it is used for the, okay, grading, not, okay, not only, okay, grading, but to uh make the future, okay, planning, that how I can make the improvement, how I can track the growth, right, over the long period of time, right, ma'am, during my class hours. That is there, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Rupa. Right. So, Sarah, did you tell your feedback? No,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Sarah, how did you connect the theory with your practice? Now, this is what is connection of theory to practice. You were reading. Now, how did you connect it to your experiences?
Ma'am, I'm sorry, I want to be a listener today. My head is hurting a lot. I'm not able,
Okay, have you
I'm able to read
understood?
it.
Just let me know if you've understood what exactly others were expressing. See,
Yes,
you
I
have
have
read the
understood
7 points, isn't it? You have read the 7 points. Now, you told a certain assessment that you're conducting in your class. Okay.
Yes.
Now, how exactly the practices of your class is related to the theory that you have read, you will have to substantiate in your assignments. Understood?
Yeah.
Yes, I think
Yes.
Yamini's and no Rohini's example you should be taking into consideration. Even Anandita gave a very nice example. Now Rupa also talked about it. So you have to connect your classes with the theory. Understood? Yes, Sarah?
Yes,
Why
ma'am.
I'm asking you to talk is that so that you will see when you're writing, ideas will be limited, but when you talk, your ideas will be more. But at least 10% of that, when you write today, tomorrow when you're writing, you can build up on it. Okay?
Yes.
That is the reason I'm asking you to talk. Yes, Megha.
Ma'am, actually, the thing is that I read through all. I couldn't, when you posted this, I even couldn't go through it. And when I know you told me chapter 7 that I have to find, maybe because I'm not really
You're not well?
good
You're not
today.
well?
Yes. So I
Okay.
couldn't find the link only where I have to read that because just now I opened it. I was very busy the entire week. Our school is organizing something, so
Okay,
because of
sure.
that,
Okay.
I'm not able
You can
to.
read now. You can take your time and read, and afterwards you can post it in the chat box also. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Megha.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So, the purpose for of assessment, according to me, is it provides me a feedback about the progress of the students in a way that it not only helps me understand how effective my teaching process was to achieve the learning outcome, but it also helps me understand the problems and the misunderstandings which sometimes the students develop while I'm delivering the content. So it helps
Yes.
me get a feedback about the pupils, means the students' progress. And secondly, it also helps to provide a feedback for improvement, means after a assessment is conducted, if we give them a constructive feedback, it will help them identify their mistakes, and it will also help them and encourage them to perform better next time.
Very true. Actually, your this key area that know what you said that all others also should notice misunderstandings.
Yes,
Because
ma'am. So
unless we interact, we will not have clarity on the misunderstandings that creep among students. Because every teaching that happens in the class connects with the students in its own way, based on their prior knowledge and experiences. So misunderstandings are bound to creep in, which we have to overcome only by talking. Very good. That was a very good point. Next, let us
Yeah.
just move ahead. What? Yeah.
To add something, ma'am, one example regarding formative assessment, which I usually conduct. Can I share?
Yes, please.
Yeah, ma'am. After that short story writing, which I usually give to my students, I just give them the comments like you have used strong okay imagery, but just trying the varying sentence okay length for for the more impact in your sentences in your creative writing. So okay, that is also, and self and the peer assessment also build the responsibility, and the students learn to judge their own okay writing more and more okay critically. That example I just want to add
Oh,
in the formative
that's
assessment.
very good. Yes. Yes. Now, the meaning of assessment. Assessment actually is a very complex process, and teachers must have a good understanding regarding assessment. The major purposes of assessment should be one is to make observations. When you're making observation, it is also for the performance of the students, and it depends on the objective of your assessment. Remember, every assessment is not for checking the learning of the student. It is also for checking their understanding. It is also for checking whether they have the foundational knowledge for the next task that you're giving, and it's also for checking the objectivity of their learning. Why are they learning this? That also you can do through observation. Next is interpreting the evidences. Your assessment performance, you can use it in multiple ways to understand the need of the child, to understand the background of the child, to understand how exactly you have to cater to the child, what is the specific purpose of that particular lesson and how you have to direct your teaching and learning towards it. All that can be interpreted. Okay, making judgment calls, that is decisions about your actions. So why did the entire class understand this in a different way? That happens only when you analyze your assessments. Okay, for example, you give an MCQ test and you know question number 3, all of them have answered the wrong one. Is it the student's fault? Is it your fault? No. Means that somewhere when you were explaining, the interpretation that was made by the student, as Megha rightly pointed out, there is a misunderstanding that has gone. So that has to be corrected in the class. Okay. That has to be corrected. That misunderstanding has to be corrected. Remember, teachers may not be wrong in delivering the concept. They would have delivered the right concept. Learning also the students would have done. But remember, the direction in which the thought of the child would have gone because of your sequence of your teaching would have been in a different way. Okay. So that actually we will come to know only when we are making judgments about the evidence that we are, or the assessment evidence that we are having in our hand. Okay. So these are very, very important aspects. Next. This is an interesting one. You will have to present, okay, no covering up, because this you will have to write it in your assessment also. What was your feeling about assessment in your school days? What was your feeling about assessment in your school days? Write the one word that you feel. Okay. And why do you feel it?
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
In your school days means in our school days, childhood
When
days.
you were a kid, when you were going to school, that.
Okay.
How did you feel about it? Write that one word and tell me why you felt about it. Remember, this has to come in your assessment. It's a very important part that Cambridge asks. How did you feel about it? I'll tell you why they are asking that also, but first you write your feeling.
We have to write now, ma'am.
Yeah, write only that one word. What did you feel about assessments in your school days? In your school days. Don't worry, it can be positive, it can be
Ma'am, can we write according to subject also, ma'am? Why? Because some subjects we'll feel very interested to write, do assessments, but some subjects.
Yamini, I want the emotion connected with it. How did you feel? Your feeling. You can write scared,
Okay.
English,
According to
fun.
subjects.
Yeah, you can write. You can write according to subject. The one extremes you take. One good, one bad. No problem. So Shilpa is saying math fear. Panic. Very good. Right. Always clueless. Right. Science interesting. Wow. Okay. Okay. Now you will have to elaborate on why you felt that. Science was annoying and she did BTech. Yes, Sarah?
I didn't like why every time you have to assume something. In any question starts with assume. So that was kind of very annoying. Like, why do we have to assume everything? Like, assume something happened, then assume this happened, assume that happened. So, yeah.
Because of the teacher strongly. Okay, but now think and answer. Why did you feel it? Shilpa says it's because of her teacher, but let us discuss about others. Why did you feel it? What was the
Yes, ma'am. I felt little frightening about the grades. That what grades, what actually my okay parents think about that, how I prepared for the exam, what my okay teachers okay they'll think about me, what my friends. So it is frightening, okay, little bit for me because of that assessment. That
very good, Krupa.
I
That's
should
correct.
I should have
That
actually good reputation, right, among my peers, in
reputation.
in
Yes,
front of my teachers, in front of my parents. That is the true feeling
very
about the.
true. Very good. Very good. Rohini, Hindi, why did
May
you
I, ma'am?
feel that way? Yes, Rohini.
Ma'am, actually, math I used to feel very fear and scary when I am in childhood. Why? Because I have three different teachers during my education mathematics. In primary level, I have Ramadevi madam as my math teacher. At that time, I was very much curious and interested to do mathematics, and the way she explained, really no need to look at books also. I
Hmm.
can easily solve the problems. I used to get full marks in mathematics up to
Hmm.
fifth standard. Later, in sixth and seventh standard, sixth to eighth standards, I have a teacher called Shivaji sir, and what he is telling, I don't understand anything. And that is
Where?
a main main time we are stepping up to the higher classes, right,
Do
ma'am? We are
not
having
reveal your
formulas.
teacher's
We
name
are having
because no, it is not good. No, let us not go with teacher's name. You say the grades, that's enough. Yeah.
okay, ma'am.
Hmm.
So in that at the time, I used to not understand anything what he was saying. So
Hmm.
uh, so when we ask for doubts also, he will not be like welcoming, and he will scold.
Hmm.
Why are you not listening in the class? He will not explain it again patiently. So I joined a tuition. That sir is a government school sir, and he explained mathematics in such a way, again created interest in mathematics, and which made me to take math group in my engineering again.
Okay.
So I was previously I was scared of math, and when I was in eighth class, I used to say I want to take biology group in the BPC group when I am in my eighth class. Why? Because I was scared of mathematics.
No.
When I happened to learn from the teacher, my tuition teacher, the way he explained and how he made me to understand the subject, the concepts I still remember them, and those really helped me, madam. Why? Because here what I understood is, as a teacher, we should make the children to learn. We should give our best. Now as a teacher, from my own experience, from my childhood, I want to not make those mistakes which
That you
I
are
faced.
just
So I want
very
my
good.
children to learn,
Very good.
and when they
That
ask
is the
doubts,
reason
I
why
want
Cambridge is asking you this question. Okay. That is
to.
the very
So
reason why
that's
Cambridge is asking you this question. Okay. Yes, Yamini.
Ma'am, to me, it was never about learning. I'm interested in learning things. But what happened was there was a competition between parents within family comparing the marks of your kids. So there you stand in between and you are like, okay, my kid got this much, my kid got this much. The children won't talk about the marks, but when the elders talk, so it created a certain amount of stress and certain amount of disconnect to what we are learning also. Though we are
Very
interested,
true. Very
I
true.
I totally felt that, but I terribly flunked during my intermediate. Like till 10th, the education when we were teaching and learning is very different. After 10th, it is very different. It's a switch, sudden switch. So I flunked in math terribly. that is where I started exploring what exactly I like, what I want to do. When I started exploring myself and realizing what are my interests, how I would like to learn, what I would like to learn, that is when I started, you know, uh, having less stress on exams, less stress on what people think, what I achieved, and all of these things. So from past 1 week, because this is second term, I implement new things in the class. So I started asking my kids, why are you learning? Why are you coming to
Very
school?
true.
Why are you learning
Very
about all of this? Why do you think you need all of this? Because
true.
see, why there's a topic about World Cup football for a grade one student. I mean, like half of them they did not even see what a football is. Grade one student I'm talking about. And they're learning about World Cup football. Like, why are you learning? Can you think and tell me? Why are you learning about seasons? Mama tells you to take your umbrella and go. You can come with in your umbrella. But why are you learning about seasons now? Can you think and tell me? So this is what I'm literally hammering them from past 1 week so that they can figure out why they come to school in the first place to learn all of this. So which I
Very
learned
true.
after my 12th.
Very
So
true. Rohini, you write your reflections on what you told. Yamini, you write yours. Okay. Those two are really good points that should come out in your reflections. Okay. Right.
Ma'am,
Please.
I want to share one more experience regarding social. This one really.
No, you can stick on with math alone for your assignment. Any one you can write.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But now can I speak
Just to give a second, Anandita has raised
only?
her hand, so let her
Yes, ma'am.
finish.
After everyone done,
Sure,
please
sure,
give me
sure.
one chance.
Yeah. Yes, Anand.
Yes, ma'am. Normally, I wrote the word panic because in my brain, whenever, particularly pertaining to the middle grades, whenever I used to hear the word assessment, it kind of like doomsday music would play in the background going on because like that word or theme or whatever. And it seems like, my brain would hit a panic button. All the confidence would evaporate, all the notes I've made or whatever I've been taught, everything would be a cause of stress and panic. And learning suddenly, ma'am, when I reflect back on it right now, it doesn't seem like I was learning or I was thinking that I'm going to learn something and I would be able to assess that learning. It was just like surviving through the exam. And right now, I can understand that I used to associate assessments with judgment rather than growth. I used
Very good.
to I used to assess that how I would always consider that whatever be the result of it, whatever would be, instead of it giving me a feedback, it would be a way for not only my teachers, my peers, even everyone in my family, although my parents never did it, would or constantly keep on judging me based on that one particular score. And 2 days back, I saw a similar kind of video, one advertisement video, where the students, the same way, one student at the end of the day committed, like, they tried to end their lives because of the way they were viewed by everyone just because of the way they are performing in an exam or the assessment. So yes, that is why it would say panic. And another thing which is quite funny, ma'am, I'm a very inquisitive person. I like to question things, and that more often than not annoys a lot of people. So I try to tone it down because I've grown up and I understand that it's not appreciated everywhere. But particularly in maths class, there used to be problems like only half the tank has been filled, or the workers have completed three-fourths of the work and have gone. And I used to pester my math teacher constantly by asking her, like, why would you complete half the work or three-fourths of the work and go? Who will do the rest of the work? And we used to be suppressed and said that just concentrate on the problem, not on these things. So, like, that is the reason why I believe that my assessment during that time in childhood days, it became a source of like simple panic, not something that is going to help me grow.
So how are you doing? What are you doing for your current students so that they don't panic?
Ma'am, I never normally, other than summative assessments, I never ever mention the word assessment. Of course, I teach board classes, so they are quite self-aware regarding the thing that there is an assessment looming over their heads. But the thing is, when we are normally talking in class, or when we are doing it, I try to incorporate all the particular formative assessments like peer review and everything. So it's a part and parcel of life, and they become very habituated with it. So, for example, last day we were doing review of summary writing. They have written it from the solving past papers, since we are doing revision right now from grade 10. And they were like, I told them to do peer review, and some of them were quite hesitant because whether I would scold them or not, because the year has ended and they're supposed to do everything correctly, because learning portion is over. Now it's revision and reflection time. So over there also, I loved it that some of my other students, they came up and said, it's okay, you can share. Ma'am is not going to scold you. Just say, share what you will want to. So the way they, yeah, and the way they really like reflected on each other's, like what points to improve and how to help. Like I had told them, one person should read out their answer, and another person I would select, and they would just tell how he or she can improve the answer. So the way they really like as a class they came together and helped each other, so that actually like made me believe that yes, I have been able to make at least formative assessments for them a part and parcel of life, not something to think of and be afraid of.
Very true, very true. Because see, this board classes, this panic is something happens that during revisions, especially, I
Yes,
know
ma'am.
teachers will be stern with them, but no, you have to give them the opportunity to fail, and that is actually a motivation, because you have to tell them outrightly, it's okay. One
Yes,
point
ma'am.
you miss, it's okay, but remember, when I correct you, you will remember it better. That is
Yes,
how
and
it has to happen. Very
yes,
good.
ma'am. And the thing is, like this is also I tried to like incorporate. The thing is that whenever you're coming to me, it's for feedback. Whatever I say, it's not going to be in the form of a scolding. If I'm
Yes.
saying something, I'm going to do it in the form of a feedback, which is ultimately for your improvement. It is not scolding or belittling you in any way, because we all make mistakes, including me.
Definitely, definitely. See, that idea they have, they come to you for feedback. They know my teacher will correct me and I'll remember. That if you are able to instill, your work is
Yes,
done.
ma'am.
Right.
Yes,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Anandita. Yes,
Thank you,
Megha.
ma'am.
I'll
Yes,
finish
ma'am.
Sara and then give you a break. Okay, I'll give you a break. Come after break, I'll ask you, Rohini, because it's already 15 minutes over. Yes, Megha.
So, yes, ma'am, I would like to share about the feeling which I used to get when it comes to assessments or exams during my school days. Because I am a person who gets stressed out very soon and I panic also. So, when exams are coming nearby, so since childhood, no, I have a constant thought process ki where do I stand in my class? Means
Okay.
am I there in top 5 or within the first top 10 students? So that thought process always stressed me out, though although there was no such pressure from my parents and my family, but yeah, this was a thing which was always there in my mind and I used to panic. And if exam goes well, I used to come home with a smiling face with a question paper on my hand, showing it to my mother. She used to go through the questions, ask me the answers, how you did this and that. And when the exam doesn't go well, I remember I cry. I come home, I cry, and my mother scolds me that why are you crying? It is okay that the exam didn't go well. You can do better next time. But I am a person who panics and cries on small, small things. And this is what I used to do in school days. But yeah, later during my graduation, post graduation, I have overcome this. I've overcome this slowly, slowly.
Okay, very good. Now, how are you helping your kids overcome this?
I
Because
yeah,
there will be
yes,
students
yes.
who are in this category.
Yes, after becoming a teacher, I really do motivate my students that whatever marks doesn't matter, just focus on your understanding of the concepts. That's all. Mark doesn't matter. Don't panic during the exam. Even in during the exam time, just before 5 minutes of the exam, I ask my students to just keep the books and everything out, sit down, relax, close your eyes, take deep breathing, meditate. So these are certain small small tips I give nowadays to my kids just
Very
before a
good.
period.
Very good. Yes, Sarah, you are ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, for me, I have learned that I understood about that myself when I was doing engineering. All my teachers from in my school were the same, like in the secondary mostly. So there was just this one teacher, physics teacher. He, for some reason, he was he, and I, for some reason, I could never connect with him. For me, connecting is important. If I don't connect, I don't understand a word. No matter how good that is, I cannot understand. And I don't usually ask questions, but if I do, and if I don't understand or it is not satisfactory, then I lose more interest. So that is one trait in me. So, and it was always, then I never used to get good marks. So I understand, like, okay, forget it. If I'm not able to do better in physics, leave it, I'll do chemistry and biology better. So literally, even on the last day of my exam, when our results come, we came to school, he asked me, "Oh, you passed?" So I turned around and I said, "Yes, I got 75." But I didn't did anything of yours. It was just the things that I could do. So yeah, and then my inter was terrible because it's physics and chemistry in MPC, and then engineering. Oh my goodness, we have only one subject of science, that was physics. I mean, I don't like that teacher. I don't like. I don't know. I could never connect with anyone. For it's my luck maybe that I could never connect with any teacher in my life when it comes to physics. And my mother-in-law is PhD in physics. So yeah. It- oh my God. I mean, she is also like one person who will like connect smallest thing of my life to physics. And because I have made that relation that like, okay, physics is not my cup of tea, but in engineering, how I did was I didn't attempt because I don't like the word fail also. If I do it correctly, I do it, I give my 100% to it. If I cannot do it, I leave it. So like, okay, let it be. Let's see what happened. And luckily, my parents never pushed me to write that. In engineering third year, I finally make myself that forget about the teachers, it's me, and I don't want that red line or any one thing to be left over, because in engineering we could leave two subjects. So I thought that I'll just leave physics, but I don't want to leave physics because it will be like I haven't done 100% and it's against my thing. It for me, I won't be a perfect engineer there. So I force myself and I make it interesting. I don't know how I make that interesting, but with tears only. I used to sleep on the books so that I used to think something will go into my head. I was very childish. Somehow I did it. So now what I do with my children is that I try to make that connection no matter how boring it gets. I try to go down to their level and I try to explain. If I see anybody is not connecting with me, I go in the lunch break and I sit and talk with them just like that. So that history, right now what I'm teaching is a bit dry for some of them because they don't want to learn about it. So I try to talk. While talking about the personal life, I say that, look, when you and I are talking, we don't discuss formulas, we don't discuss that. So what will make you intellectual is that you talking about that. And then yesterday we in our school we had a night over. So over there was this planetarium where everything was about social studies, about how it happened. So the few children who didn't like that, I went to them in a fun way. Just told them like, see what happened just now. You didn't learn maths and science, you learned social studies. So it's fun when you do it. So it was just one thing, and they were like, they gave me a high five, like, yeah, actually you're true. That's right. And then they walked off. So I try to make it more fun by connecting to it
Very,
to the
very true. Very
students.
true. I think each one of you have given a very unique example. That's really good. Now, each one of your experience is very unique. And to tell you very frankly, no, my subject is not science. Sorry, my subject is science actually. Science and math I'm good at. But I went upon social and I've started taking social for the past 3 years. So the simple reason that I found that students were disengaged when they were learning social. And last year, no, they had a teacher leaving in the middle 10th class and they found it very difficult. And when took over the class, I understood that the students literally hate social. So I couldn't change them in the 2 months that I've handled. But this year I made a promise to myself that from the beginning, I'll ensure that they are comfortable with social. I don't want them to be interested or taking social as their subject unless until they are interested. But as Sarah rightly said, making the right connections, they feel comfortable. They feel, no, okay, this is not a big deal that no writing exam is. So, I no, to tell you, like I feel today that after my entire syllabus is done and the revision is going on, I feel so confident that yes, they will all come out very nicely because that confidence is there in them. When I tell social is the last exam, no problem, ma'am, we'll write, ma'am. This was the answer they gave me yesterday. See, that is what we are focusing on. Because my worry was last exam, they'll take it very lightly. Okay, but no, the way they answered, they told, ma'am, it's okay. We will write it, don't worry. That no. And thing is, whenever I go for revision and I start, they tell me, ma'am, this chapter is easy, ma'am, we can remember. And they will tell me the points. And this chapter is difficult, ma'am. Can you help us? Now, that part, if the child is able to tell you that, you have achieved that teaching and learning. And the why I took social is because it was my social teacher. And most of the time, teachers influence your learners' teaching, learning. Okay, it is the teacher who influences. Okay, I'll give you a break. It's 10:54. So we'll come back at 11. After that, we'll start with Ruhini and then continue. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you can come back if you're ready. I've shared the work in the chat box. What are formative and summative assessments? Rupa, Rohini, and Anandita can go through that. Read at the what are the key differences, advantages and disadvantages of formative and summative assessments for students and teachers. Analyze the differences. Megha, Sara, Yamini, and Soumya. Okay. Additional resources also provided. Just go through it. Rohini, you can start sharing your additional information. Yeah. Rohini, you're there?
Ma'am? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can share.
Actually, I want to share like when I'm in my sixth class, social teacher gave us one assessment like a topic related to small family, large family, and joint family. He gave us the project dividing class into two members groups. Okay, ma'am. He gave that topic. So we went. Our teacher asked us to go to every house and find out like whether there's a small family or large family or joint family and make it into three categories and we should write that. So that assessment, we wrote, myself and my friend. We really literally roamed everywhere till late night, and we wrote really everything. We inquired. We went door to door and we inquired and we wrote all the small families are there, more number, almost 25 in number. Large families we wrote only 4, but joint families are 0. No joint families, to be frank. So the same report we submitted next day. So my sir said, your work is incomplete. Your homework is incomplete. So he gave us the imposition to write 100 times. I will complete my work. So next day he asked us to complete the remaining work and submit back the assessment. Then only he will give the marks related to that assessment. So what we did, there are no joint families. Then we got an idea like we took one telephone directory and randomly we wrote the names. And next day we submitted same thing. He believed and he gave marks. So here, what I understood from this is when we when we are giving assessment to students, it should be like in practically way which is possible. And if we are if it is not possible and we are stressing out the students may take go in they may get wrong ideas and they may go in wrong way. This
We are
I learned
teaching
from my own
manipulation.
experience. Why? Because
Very.
we wrote from telephone directory. In those days only we got like that ideas. So now students are more they are more
Advanced. They use ChatGPT.
active right now.
Yeah.
So this one I want to share related to assessments and what I experienced in my childhood. And
Very true.
so now when I am giving assessments now, I will check whether it is possible or not. I will also check when I am giving which is not there in textbooks which I want to
Okay.
make them to frame on their own. I will test myself whether I will check myself, cross check myself whether what I am giving is really possible or not. Then only I will give students that
Okay.
particular
Okay.
work. That's it, man. That's one I want to share with all of you. So why?
Okay.
Because the topic is related to assessment right now. So thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Yamini, others can go through the assignment that is given. Rupa, Rohini, Anandita, what are formative and summative assessments? And others, what are the key differences? Read advantages and disadvantages of formative and summative assessments for teachers and students and analyze the differences. Okay, Megha, Sara, Yamini, and Soumya. Yes, Yamini, you want to say something?
I have a question, ma'am.
Yes, please.
The fear of assessment is a very realistic thing for children. Maybe the mentors or learners, whoever are teaching, are not encouraging or telling them there's nothing to be scared of assessment or everything, but that is one very minor part of it which affects their whole idea of assessment. Teachers, not teachers, your parents, your relatives, your community. So isn't that like no matter how much I tell the children, don't worry, it's okay. Did you understand the concept? You're not able to write, it's okay. Did you understand the concept? Then try to think at that point of time and write. I see my grade. It's a very early bloom. Like they're bloomers. They didn't even bloom properly yet. Four children literally broke down and cried of the repercussions they can get from the other end outside the school.
I didn't get
So
that part, Yamini. What is that
in the sense
outside the school?
they are they it's assessment. The idea of assessment, though we say it's not something to be very scared of, but a major influence about the idea of assessment and the performance is directly affected by the surrounding of the children, what they see. Now here what I want to understand is how we can work on that, because it is something which is affecting even for a grade 1 children broke down.
See, you're talking of grade 1. We have kindergarten also. That is the reason actually, CBSE now is focusing only on the holistic progress card. No, you should not send assessments to home. Even for Cambridge, it's not mandatory that you send your assessments home. And you can send, you can send only the grades, don't send marks. That is one decision that can be taken for primary classes. But yes, when it comes to stage like when they come to grade 5, if they are writing the checkpoint exams, then you will have to send. But till then, no, you can see that their performance is actually only the final summative or the midterm is only sent. And no, before that, during your meetings itself, you can always talk to parents that telling that no, do not give this sort of a fear, because no, there are examples without revealing the name of the student or the child, revealing instances for the parents. See, as a school, it's not only our duty to teach students, it's also our duty to enlighten parents. It's not preaching or teaching, it's enlightening them into aspects that they are not aware of. So that we can do, and to some extent, we can control the fear that is among students regarding assessments, especially when it comes to comparison. Especially when it comes to comparison. You can show them as an example. See, he may be a 60% child who is good at going to a national level, say abacus competition. A 90% child is not going for abacus competition. What difference does it make? So these are some examples that we will have to enlighten parents about so that they do not compare. But see, one thing is among parents also, it is natural. And when the other comes and talks high about their kid, it becomes very difficult for a parent. We have to understand from their perspective also to control themselves and not talk about their child. So that pressure comes and falls on the child. So that is what happens in the homes also. But as adults, yes, we have to enlighten and we have to control our feelings rather than pressurize them. Okay. Yeah. You can continue with the reading of this.
So, ma'am, we need to speak about the main key differences between the formative and the summative
No, you
assessment.
have to talk about what are formative and summative assessments. Rupa, yours is what are formative and summative assessments.
Okay, what are formative
Yeah.
and summative? Okay.
The other 4 members will talk about the differences.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes,
I am
Rukmini.
having one important call to attend. May I take 5 minutes?
Yeah, yes, please, you can mute yourself and take.
Okay.
Should we start, ma'am?
Just give it another 2 minutes, then we can start. Yeah.
So, ma'am, regarding the formative and summative assessment, we need to give examples also while doing the explanation that
Yes.
what are they
Yes.
about with the
Yes.
examples. Okay.
What are they? What is their purpose and examples? You can talk about one purpose, so others also will get like different.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, you can. We are prepared, you can start.
Yeah, ma'am. So regarding the formative assessment, I just want to speak that as far as I just understood that formative assessment is an ongoing process which actually happened during the class hours, and we just conducted to just check our students understanding and just guide their learning, that how much they understood and how far we should make them understand the concepts more clearly. So it actually helps me identify what my students know, where they actually struggle, and how to bring improvement in them. Okay, that is the purpose of the formative assessment. So in my English classroom, I just often ask my students to share a paragraph from their from the entire narration which they have draft. So I just give the feedback on how they use the grammar, how they use the variety of sentence structure, right, ma'am? Complex sentences, compound complex sentences, they should use, and they should use the more and more structural elements, figurative language, technicalities they should use. The way they should write actually should reflect their Cambridge way of writing. That the feedback I used to give to them. So regarding the summative assessment, it happens at the end of the unit or the term, right? And we as a mentors, we just conducted to measure the overall learning, that how much they have learned, right, ma'am? At the end of the term, and their and how much they have achieved the learning outcome. So it gives the final judgment of their entire term performance, whatever they have understood, how well they can actually put it on the paper. That is the summative assessment we used to conduct. So for example, at the end of the term, regarding my subject, they just submit their completed uh, uh, whatever their workbooks are there, or whatever we just take their TA1 exams. So I just grade them based on the how well actually they can present themselves in the exam, right, ma'am? So whatever they scored, their marks actually reflect how well they have actually met the learning outcomes, that teaching goals, right, ma'am? And formative assessment that happened during the learning process only. For example, I just when I have done that observation is also the type of the formative assessment. I just walk around the class while the students work in the groups, listening that what they are doing, the discussions, to see how well they just understood that particular topic which I have taught, and who actually needs my further help, my scaffolding. So I just get to understand all these things through my observation. And I use the quizzes, exit tickets, and and short questionnaire I just used as a formative assessment process, right, ma'am? And regarding the summative assessment, that is the assessment of learning, end of term exams, TA1 and the TA2 are there. I usually gave them some kind of project work also at the end of the each unit. There's a project which they're supposed to do, right, ma'am? So that is also the type of their summative of right assessment there. Presentations, right, ma'am. At the end of the one of the learners book unit, I just ask the students to give the presentation. So I just analyze their skills, that how they understood, how well they can actually present themselves, how well they can analyze the character or theme from the novel plot, right, ma'am, setting, how well they just understood the elements of that particular story, or the particular literature unit, how well they have understood, right, ma'am?
So those are the formative assessments that you're using in your classes, right?
Yes,
Right.
formative and summative, both I talked about, ma'am.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Rohini. Okay, Rohini is still in the call. Okay, Anandita, can you go ahead?
Yes, ma'am. The resource that was provided was from the Yale University website. So after going through it, ma'am, we understood as correctly Rupam Hamid said. So basically, formative assessments, as we have been talking about from the beginning of today's class, it's carried out during the learning process. So it is quite integrated with the teaching and learning process, particularly to monitor the students' progress, and also to provide timed feedback during the lesson, and to identify if there's any misconception, and inform them when there's still time to improve. And instead of just going to the end of the term, well, they'll get a report card and that will be like bombarded with the marks and everything. Summative assessment is something that is generally conducted at the end of a unit where there's a formal written test to go along with it. It is to evaluate formally what they have learned, how proficient they have become in the skill that have been taught to them, and whether ultimately at the end of the day they are matching up to the LOs or not. And
Very
ma'am, to put it into perspective, I would say, ma'am, in my grade 10, 9 or AS classrooms, for formative assessments, if I'm doing peer review and feedback of each other's work, and then telling them to paraphrase something, all these comes under formative assessments. And this helps me to see if there's any kind of misconception that is existing within the students. And so I will also be able to adjust my next lessons accordingly. Second, summative example would be something like at the end of a particular unit. For example, I'm teaching them writer's effect. So at the end of it, I take one particular short test on writer's effect for them, which is timed, and some grade is provided to them. It's graded assignment. So they understand how they improve, and that is a written formal feedback which is provided to them at the end of a particular unit in order to assess whether they are able to apply the particular techniques, the knowledge of the terms, and how are they going to significantly increase their marks coming forward. But ma'am, after saying all of this, I would really like to stress on one thing, that at the end of the day, all assessments are actually assessment of not the learners, but of the teachers who are teaching them. So whenever I'm giving any particular test or anything to them, the way they're responding to it and whatever marks they are getting into it is ultimately an assessment of me as a teacher, and it is giving me the pointers and guides to how to improve. And I believe that is where reflection comes in, because it gives me the material to go on much or better my lesson and tune it according to my learner's perspective and understanding for the next part.
Very true. Very true. Actually, we say it is for the students, but
it is for us.
It is for us. That is why the evidences, we have to be very careful, because we will also understand where you have to differentiate. See, it is not that you start with differentiation in your class. Okay, first you have to understand how the assessments are catered to, and then you will have to analyze where differentiation has to be done. Generally, what happens is, because every board is stressing on inclusive practices, every concept we are dumping differentiation where it is not needed also. But if the teacher is able to reflect in a proper sense in the formative assessments, she will rightly know where to do differentiation, where they need not do differentiation. Right. Very good. That's very good. Yes, Rohini, you are ready or you need some time?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, formative assessment and summative assessment we are discussing right now.
Yeah. What are
formative assessment? Formative assessment means we will test student overall how they are improving in the content, in the topic that we taught them, and how they are, means point to point. Summative means summative assessment means it is like for example, if one unit is completed, then we will test their skill, giving assessment how far they are up to the mark. Yes, ma'am. Like it will be somewhat long term type kind of.
Okay. Okay, Rohini, I would just like to reiterate what Anandita said. See, for formative assessment for students, it is understanding that whether learning has happened, what misunderstandings have happened, how you give your feedback, all that comes. For the teacher is what changes she has to make in her classes. Summative assessments for the students is for their understanding of their chapter. It is a grading, certification exam, all that are summative. But remember, summative exam for the teacher means that the school will know.
No.
Okay, the board or the management will know how the teacher has performed. Remember, there are two versions of each of this exam, which you will have to clearly understand. Okay. Summative assessment is not going to limit your performance to your class. It is going to show outside. It goes to the stakeholders also. It goes to the school management also. It goes to the board also on how you are putting in effort in your students' learning. Okay. Yes, Yamini.
Hello, ma'am. So I'm going to talk about the differences between summative and formative assessment. So I'll connect my personal experience. So the summative assessment, so I was able to, the content was delivered. Classroom formative assessments, whenever we were taking, they were able to immediately respond and they were able to actively participate and all of that. Okay, I know how much the content the kid is able to, the kid learned or how much he can do in the exam. There's a certain grades we also keep for the standards, we also keep for the child based on their learning and the assessments that we take in the class. Now, what summative assessment had shown me is a complete opposite picture. So what happened is there are many different factors that affect the summative assessment. Right. The first thing is high pressure state, which completely flipped my the expectations of what I benchmarked the student in. Right. Because of that pressure, they were not able to perform. And second is it did not provide the complete picture of the candidate, like the learner. I know their capacity, but this summative assessment did not give me the complete picture of the learning. But this is what represents the student, and this
Why,
is what
Yamini did
represents.
not give the picture? Why it did not give the complete picture of your assessment?
Okay, so it did not give me the complete picture of the learner actually. The assessment did not give me the
Okay,
complete
why?
picture of
Why?
because so after the exam, I took this question paper to the class and I've asked these questions. Why? What is the answer? This is not an exam. Give me the answer. So I could tell that they are giving me the correct answer at that point of time. So technically, that means that they know, but during the exam they did not perform. So that doesn't give the exact level of learning where the learner is. Right? I did not get the proper assessment of the child's learning level. So that is what the summative assessment affected, because it again performs the overall grade of that term. It is it gives the overall grade of that term of the child. So it kind of demotivates the children also. While summative assessment,
Okay.
I concentrated more on formative assessment. So this time, when I concentrated more on formative assessment, I know that the children know the skills. I know the children understood the concepts, but there is a gap when it came to applying them in the summative assessment.
We'll talk about that shortly, why that gap has come. Okay. There is a reason for that gap. Okay. We'll talk about that shortly. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Anandita.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to like add a particular point. Ma'am, whenever during parent-teacher meetings or anything that happens, we often get to hear this comment from parents that why was the feedback not provided earlier? Like you're waiting for the end of the term to give the feedback or provide that the student is not doing well. So, ma'am, in that case, formative assessment, I believe can, and I've seen when I've experimented with it, that it works really well because in classroom scenarios, whether they are able to understand or grasp a concept or analyze it, it actually helps me to understand whether they are actually following the flow of the class or whether their thinking is going in the completely opposite direction. So if that time feedback is provided in any way with a phone call or a message or mail, whatever, and also bridges the gap between parent and teacher communication, and ultimately it helps the student in learning more. So that is one thing, ma'am, I wanted to share as an observation.
Very true. Very true. Actually, see, many teachers hesitate to connect with parents, considering them to be troublesome. But remember, parents become more troublesome if you enlarge your distance between them. You have to
Yes, ma'am.
maintain that rapport with the parents on the assessment to assessment basis. and no, find out, even if your top scoring child has not performed, connect with the parent, find out what has happened. It need not be that no ma'am, your child has not performed, what happened. No, you can just tell, ma'am, generally she writes, I would like to know what has happened, was there something specific, so that next time I will make sure that no, she is given ample time so that she can recover. Okay, some incident might have happened that would have disturbed the child, but this connect that you make with the parent will actually help you in the long run during your summative assessments PTM,
Yes, ma'am.
where the parents know will understand, okay, this teacher is really caring about my child and she reports back to me as and when the child is not performing.
Performing.
That is very, very important. And no, most of the teachers fail to maintain that rapport. And the teachers who are maintaining the rapport don't get any PTM concerns.
Yes.
You should have noticed that. Even
Yes,
if in their class, there are a lot of students who are not performing, those
yes, ma'am.
teachers do not get the concerns. It's simply because they see that the gap between the parent and the school is reduced. They are consistently in touch with the parents, informing them about the performance, informing them of different things that the child has done. It's not only negative things, it's also the positive things that we
Positive things also.
emphasize
Yes, ma'am.
on to parents. That actually will reduce the gap, and even the comparison part reduces. Remember, indirectly the parent will motivate the child to learn.
Yes, ma'am.
That
Definitely.
happens. So that is one thing that's very, very important. Yes, Megha.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So I would like to talk about the advantages of formative and summative assessments for the teachers and for the students. So first, I would like to start with the advantage of formative assessment for the students. So as
Yeah.
formative assessment is a continuous process which the teacher uses during the learning time. So in a way, this formative assessment will build confidence and will help the learners identify their strength and weaknesses without being graded very harshly for this, because this is not the final one, so this is during the learning process only. So as we are not grading them harshly, so it will help them improve on their strength and weakness and help to build confidence within them. And secondly, it will also give a timely feedback to the students also, which will help in self improvement. And advantage for the teachers for formative assessment is it will also let the teacher uh, bring some changes in their learnings, sorry, teaching strategies or lesson plan according to the progress seen after the assessment is conducted. And it will also help the teacher to track the individual progress of a child during the term. And now moving on to the advantages of summative assessment for the students. So summative assessment, as it is conducted, the final one, the final exams after the term is done, at the end of the term it is conducted. So it will help the students understand their academic standing, means where do they stand and their progress. And it will also motivate the student to study and perform better. And for the teachers, the advantage is it gives a comprehensive idea or a picture about how effectively the students have learned the content. And secondly, it will also provide a data about regarding the marks and all to prepare the report cards, and then for grading the students, and then for further academic planning.
Very true. Very true. You can also talk about the disadvantages. Remember,
Yes, ma'am,
you
I'm
should not
saying about
stop
the
with advantage.
disadvantages.
Yeah, okay, Sarah. Yes,
Sarah
sir.
ma'am will do.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the disadvantages in formative. Formative basically is It's not at the end. It is while the lesson is going on. So the student disadvantages for students is that there are some students that they did exceptionally well in the formative test, but that marks is not reflected anywhere. Like they understand the concept and everything, it is not reflected. And for the teacher's disadvantage is that the teacher have to do the extra work, think about different ways of testing them, and it's very time consuming and it is very draining for the teachers to do
Very
that.
true.
And for the assertive for disadvantage for the students is that they get it's kind of anxiety for them. They don't want, they're really scared of writing the exams. They don't know the proper strategies of how to handle it and all that. The children get really scared for writing the test when it comes to when they're going to grade it basically. And for teachers, what is the disadvantage of that is that all students are not same. The question paper is made universally for all the students, but we know that the students are not good in one thing, and somewhere the student lack something in formal classes. Like for example, in my class there's one student, she is so amazing in orally. She says everything. She understands the concept. She can say in detail things. Whatever extra things I told her, she understands it. But when it comes to writing part, she's not that good. And she scored really less in my exam. Where the child who was not able to relate or understand something that profoundly, that how this child have done, but he got better marks than this girl. So it is not proper the way you test the children. You can't put everyone in the
Very true.
same.
Very true. Yes.
So
Mhm.
what changes I did personally in my thing is that now I have seen that those children that are very good orally, but they lack writing skills. In the end, no matter how good they are, the world doesn't work that way. The world need grades. Then that is how they are put in the groups. So to help them, who those are very good orally, but they are not able to write, I have made a new change in my class that I don't do everything orally. I do like for a little while, then I tell them to write it down, whatever they have understand. Because what they're understanding, they're just completing even the answer is for 5 marks, they're just writing 2 lines. That does, I
Mm.
can't give them even though it is right, those 2 lines makes a lot of sense than what a whole paper can. But I still cannot just give them marks for those 2 lines. So I want them to use those proper terminologies and proper way to write the answers. So I changed that. So the advantage is that of the formal thing, you know how the people are doing and how some it goes hand in hand. Both are equally important, what I feel. Then you can do the final thing for the final exam accord properly if you know how your student is.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Sarah, there is a technique called as cornell notes.
Yeah.
You've heard of it?
No, man.
Okay. You can use that for students who are good at oral and find it difficult in writing.
What is, ma'am? Cornell?
Cornell, Cornell, but it has to be a daily habit. It has to be a daily habit because they will continuously write cues there. See, they are thinking some cues, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ask them to write the cues. Now, when they write the cues, they have to answer for those cues.
Okay.
You understood? So, thought is on cues. So, make them write the cues on one side. Automatically those cues, answers will expand. It's very important. Like what I have seen is cornell notes help for students who are good at oral and who lack when it comes to expressing their. That is the reason why when we are reflecting also, your gift cycle has 6 questions. See, answering questions in single sentence is easy when your questions are small. But if all the 6 are one question, you don't find it like writing in a paragraph. That becomes difficult. So
Yes,
cornell
ma'am.
notes
Very,
will
very
help you.
difficult, ma'am. Writing in the 300 words. Very, very difficult to
Yeah, so
summarize
that is
everything.
the
So many
reason.
theories, so many theories with the example, with our observation, how we can make it to the 300 words. It's really challenging.
You will, that is the reason why you have to follow Gibbs cycle format, because the number of times you write that, you will get that practice of answering the 6 questions. So automatically it becomes paragraphs. You got it? So that way it will help you out. Yes, Megha, you have raised your hand.
Thank you, ma'am. It was, it's very essential. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I also follow this key corner notes, because
Yes,
in my class also students are like that.
okay.
They are very good in oral, but in writing part, they are just doing mess up.
No, with Yamini, your age group, it's difficult. They don't understand cues. This is for the higher segment, it will be used.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. It's Rupa,
Yes.
not Yamini. I
Now,
just told
Yamini
this.
raised her hand, so
I might not be
I
able
was
to
telling
use it,
Yamini.
but I'm telling this, I'm also facing the same problem. More than half of the children are verbally very active, and but when it comes to writing, there's a constraint that small children, for them to write and all, they find it, they say it's painful, ma'am, I don't want to write, ma'am. And it's very boring for them. So to make it interesting, and yeah, it's a task.
That's definitely a task. Yes, Megha.
Yes, ma'am. Just thought to share one point regarding the disadvantage of formative assessment for the students. What I think is inconsistent feedback from the subject teachers. Means different teachers, subject teachers may use different criteria for assessing that
Very good.
assessment,
Very
which
good.
may create confusion in the minds, in the little minds of our kids. Uh, which may not give them a clear picture of what is the expectation, what
True,
is my
true.
teacher expecting, this teacher is
Very true.
expecting this, that teacher is expecting that, so where should they go way while. So this is a very I feel an disadvantage of formative assessments,
Very
because
true.
teachers
See, for
may,
example, science teacher will say concise your points.
yes,
Social and English teachers will say elaborate your points.
elaborate, yes.
Yes. So it's confusion for students. It is confusion for students. That's a very good point. That's a very nice point also. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I think all of you have fourth. Now there was one thing that Yamini actually that's our next one. So you will have to relate. So before going into that, I want you to find out the meanings of these 3 words, which are very important. Don't read this resource now. What is validity? What is reliability? What is fairness in assessments? What are these 3 words? You please read through, then we will go into this reading work. You will have to tell me what exactly is validity, reliability, and fairness in assessments. After that, we'll go into the reading resource.
We need to speak now,
Yes, you
ma'am,
have.
or
Yeah, you have to tell me the
message.
meaning of it. Now, Yamini, you'll get your problems answered.
Validity means always we should keep updating,
Okay.
keep revising and related
Updating.
to the assessment.
Okay.
And reliability means the assessment what we give to the students are really effective, or really does it help the children, or really
Okay.
make them to learn something out of that. That is
Okay.
reliability.
Okay.
And coming to fairness means whatever, as I said you, ma'am, like how we faced in our social project in my childhood, like that fairness should be there when we are giving assessment to the children. That should be able, like students should able to do it.
Okay.
It can be
Yes.
completed by me and in the fair way, without following without following any mispractices or like copying, like that kind of things.
Okay.
This is what I understood from those
Okay.
points.
Very good, Rohini. Yes, her point of view. Others?
Ma'am, validity is that if you're making a question paper, is it giving a proper intent? If the child is able to, like, for example, I want to see whether they understand the topic or not. So it gives me a validity that yes, the children have understood. Like informative. I'm taking proper, asking questions, and then they are replying, so that I know that whatever I was teaching, it's done. Reliability is uh, what do you say? It's like constantly doing the same thing to have consistency in what I'm doing, and then the children are getting reliable to it. Fairness in assessment, that the paper is made, is according to my understanding, the paper is made so that it's a fair among the entire, like there are 30 children, so it is what questions I have prepared, it's fair for everyone, and how I correct it. Is
Okay.
it?
Okay.
That
Oh, don't
is
worry. I'm just collecting views. Don't worry. I'll give you the examples also. Yes.
okay.
Others?
Yeah, ma'am. So regarding these three terms, first I'll speak about the validity. It means that the assessment measures what it actually supposed to measure. Right. I just want to give an example. For example, if I want to just give the test to my students' understanding of a particular novel, and I just give them a reading comprehension test, right, ma'am? So is valid, but at the same time, if I just ask them to solve any science problem, that would not actually measure their reading comprehension skills. So I would just say it as it is completely invalid. What I
Very true.
we should
Correct.
we should measure which actually supposed to measure uh, in our learning objectives. Right, ma'am. Second is the reliability. So reliability means an assessment gives that consistent and the stable results. For example, I just give the example, if I just give that same grammar small quiz to the same group of the students on the two different days, right, and they just get the similar scores, the quiz is quite reliable, which I have just conducted a day before. But if that results varies too much without any valid reason, then I must say that my there is some flaw. Right, ma'am, it is not reliable. Third thing is
Very
the
true.
fairness. Fairness means the assessment gives all the students an equal opportunity to show their learning without any kind of bias,
Very
as
true.
we have done in our in our PDQ session. You just give an equal opportunity to each and everyone without doing any kind of bias.
Very
You
true.
just
Right.
give us equal chance to speak, to just reflect right our views on the basis of your particular understanding of that particular topic. Right, ma'am?
Very
It is that.
right. Right. Yeah. Anyone else would like to present? Yes, Anandita.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we are talking about, first of all, understanding in assessments. So over here, I believe it refers to the assessment, how the assessment is able to capture the learner's conceptual grasp rather than superficial memorization. And particularly in Cambridge papers, we often see that they put a lot of stress on the commanding words that are there in the question. For example,
Very
the
true.
first words where it comes: interpret, analyze,
Mm.
synthesize, apply this, look at this information. So they are not only testing rote memorization. So over here, I believe understanding refers to how well they are able to grasp the concept and analyze it. That is more important than understanding in assessments. So
Yes.
it not only reflects on what they are knowing, but how well they are able to apply that particular knowledge meaningfully in other areas also.
Very true. Very
Second, when we're talking about validity, then how well is an assessment able to measure what it claims to measure? For example, if I'm talking about content validity, ma'am, then whether the assessment is actually aligning correctly with the syllabus and the LOs that are given for that particular age group.
Yes.
That is prescribed by CIE. Or if I'm talking about the constructional validity of the assessment, then is it testing all kinds of like cognitive analysis, all these skills, whether they are being tested properly and equally? And if I'm talking about another thing that I read about is called phase validity, ma'am, where it talks about whether it is the test is applicable or credible rather to both the students and the educators.
Yes.
Not only for the students, for the educator. If I'm giving that particular assessment, it is credible for me too. So that is one thing. And when you're talking about reliability, ma'am, how far and consistent a test or assessment is and how stable it is, no matter who the teacher is or no matter which particular group I'm teaching, whether the similar consistent condition is administered or not. For example, by providing standardized grade descriptors, marking schemes, then providing them with proper modules, or whether we are like able to regulate internally and moderate whether the internal and external quality of the exam is being monitored properly or not. This is one way to make it reliable. And fairness in assessments is something like I would consider it in two ways. One is where I believe Cambridge talks about the pyramid of giving questions, where the questions should be assessed not only for high level learners, they should be assessed for mid level and low level learners to encourage and give everyone a fair chance. And apart from that, ma'am, when we're talking about fairness, it should like be providing clear instructions and designing questions that are culturally neutral and very inclusive, because Cambridge caters to a wide range of audience who come across diverse range of culture and context. So there should be accommodation made for all kinds of learners, irrespective and regardless of their caste, creed, religion, gender, anything. So avoiding any content that is privileging one group over the other, I believe, is also one thing that can be taken into context when you're talking about fairness in
Fairness
assessments.
includes socio-economic, political, and cultural, ethical also.
Yes, ma'am.
Very true. Very true. So, validity, I'll give you a simple example. Like Anandita has said the right one, Rupa has said the correct definition. All of them have given good examples. But to the layman's terms, what is validity? For example, you have your learning outcomes defined by your curriculum. For Cambridge, it's Cambridge, and CBSE, NCERT gives the learning outcomes. Okay. Now, if the learning outcome is for a grade 1 child, identify wild animal and domestic animal. Now, remember what is the key word that is given? Identify. Yes. Now, Yamini, in your question paper, it comes, why is lion a wild animal? Does it match? Does it match to the learning objective? It is related, but it's not matching.
Yes, it's not matching, ma'am.
It's not matching.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm in class. I'll
Because,
call you up.
because the first question, it is only that they need to just identify. So with that particular knowledge, they just can't say that wild lion is a wild animal.
So your questions have not actually directed towards the learning outcome. That is the absence of validity. Your curriculum targets to one outcome and your assessment may target to an. Now this I'm talking about a higher outcome. It can be reverse also. It can be reverse also. So then what happens? That gap arises. And teachers not understanding the learning outcomes, so designing formative assessments on the lower level will lead to the gap between formative assessment and the summative assessment. Understood? So generally that gap comes when your formative assessment is not matching with your summative assessment. If it is matching, you will not have any issue. Because of this mismatch, students find it difficult. In your class, they write very nicely, but when it comes to the exams, it doesn't happen. And if you're taking a Cambridge paper, they are very particular about the learning outcomes. You will have to, as a teacher, go through the learning outcomes multiple times to understand what learning outcome is focused, so that your question paper will be having that particular aspect. Okay. Next one is reliability. Now, what is meant by reliability? I think for that, Rupa had given a good example. See, students in your class, in one exam, one particular assessment that you have conducted, your class average is 80%. In another exam that you have conducted, your class average is 30%. That is not a reliable assessment. Okay, it's not a reliable assessment because the standards have varied. You have not set the paper so that there is an equitable chance that everyone gets the opportunity. Okay. Now, fairness, I can give you a very good example. I know all of you belong to the same age group that, like, you were writing your IIT exams, not as now currently what the exam board is conducting. You had two level of exams, right? When you were writing. So the second level, did it cater to your intermediate board? Be frank and tell. The second level, first level was fine. It was almost related to your intermediate syllabus. But second level, those who have attempted, the question paper was beyond actually to the degree level. Yes, that is an unfair means of exam. That is the reason why now it is toned down and there is an exam board. There are still organizations which are conducting outside exams, which is beyond the resource availability of students under the name of scholarships, okay, which is provided. That is an unfair exam. It does not have a proper outcome or objective in conducting. It is related to the monetary basis, so there is no fairness in that exam. Yes. So, but your school exams cannot be in that way, where you have an additional source like a tuition teacher or a parent who is actually focusing on the child's education, and that leading to the child's performance cannot be an outcome that can be measured under school. Okay, so there needs to be equitable resources available for students. Okay, this especially you would have noticed during the COVID period. Okay, most of the urban schools were able to run, but the rural schools were not able to run because of the lack of devices. So that becomes an unfair comparison of performance. Okay. So this is where fairness comes. Even in your own class, you can't compare one child to another. See, another child, both the parents are highly educated. They are always spending time in office. They don't have time to come. In another one, maybe the father runs a business, mother is at home, able to help the child. We cannot compare these two in their performances. Okay, so that is an unfair way of treating. So this is what is meant by fairness in assessment. So you have to take what you've covered in class, what your children are able to do in class, and then assess with all the three conditions: validity of the assignments, reliability of the assignments, and fairness in assessments. Clear? Okay, now you can read through. I'll give you a 5 minutes break. It's 12. So you can just take a 5 minutes break and come back and we will continue. Okay, 12:06, I'll switch on. Yeah. You can read also. You can read through during this break. Yeah, you can come back. Yeah, now you can go through the document and give me your input on the question. Is validity, reliability, fairness needed in assessments? How does this link to the outcome of the assessment? Think from your perspective and reflect.
Yeah, ma'am, there's one document. We have to speak on three of the parameters, or we can choose only one. Any one we can
It's
choose,
up
or
to you. It's up to you. It's up to you.
yeah. Okay. With the examples, that how we just apply
So
those
we have
concepts.
already covered examples. You just tell us why it is needed in assessments
Why it
and
is
how
needed.
does it affect the outcome, how it will affect your class outcome in
Yes.
formative and summative if these three are not catered or any one is not catered.
Oh,
Rupa ma'am, you were saying something?
yeah, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm just going through the document.
Okay, fine. If you're finished, you can start talking. There is one more. So I think it's already 12:12. So we have to.
Yeah, so why I
May I?
mean the validity,
Yes,
reliability.
Rohini. Yeah,
Okay,
Rohini.
Rohina. Okay, speak.
Sorry, I heard because I was going through the document. Yeah, Rohini. Yes, Rohini.
Yes, ma'am. From the document, they mentioned like related to the reliability, uh, like that they gave an example like musical instrument when we are validity and reliability. When we are about to give a lecture on the musical instruments, we will check first of all whether the instrument is working properly or not. When we are buying some product, not only musical instrument, when we are about to buy some book, we should check whether it is good or not. So as a teacher, when we are going to when through the curriculum or books, when there is a book, when the syllabus change is there, we need to check first. The teacher is given a responsibility like to go through the book, go through the new updated version of the syllabus books, and check whether it is the portion which is up to mark, whether the students can able to learn from that or not, whether do anything is required needed. So they give us the specimen copy to um, check that, right ma'am? So in such a way, testing is required in every field, not only in teaching field. Whatever we do, for example, as a woman, we cook in our kitchen. At least once we will taste whether the salt everything is adequate or not. Yes ma'am.
Yes.
So like that,
Yes.
we should test whether we should give test to the students also, whether the content which we taught them is good, whether we are up to mark or not in our teachings, and whether they are able to give
Rohini, here it
answers
is not about teaching. Here it is not
accordingly
about
or
teaching.
not. So the tests are required, both summative. Yes ma'am, that
Rohini,
validity and reliability means when we test only we will know the validity.
it is not for your teaching, I'm
Yes,
saying. It is
yes ma'am,
related
they
to
said
the
according to
outcome.
music.
That, see, you are forgetting. It is
Yes
not,
ma'am.
see, there are, you have read only the first part. You didn't read the generalized part of it, which actually traditional perspectives of validity,
Yes,
reliability, and fairness. They
validity
have
is,
given comparison also. So
yes ma'am,
validity, there
there
is
is
a
a
criterion
comparison.
validity that is actually related to your outcomes. Content validity is related to your syllabus.
Yes,
Okay. So your teaching should be
yes ma'am.
directed towards these two. Okay. You said the book
Yes ma'am.
example, that's a correct example. But here it is related to the outcome and the content, not to your teaching.
Yes,
Because
yes
your
ma'am.
teaching is actually governed by these two, isn't it?
Yes. So that's what I want to frame, but I am not getting the points,
Okay.
proper
Okay.
points. So these will go hand in hand, like
Yes.
the syllabus, what it is there, and how the way we teach, and how what the students learn, and what is the final outcome of outcome of that. So
Very
all
good.
these go in one path. So that's what I want to say, ma'am.
Very true.
So I didn't find a proper words to frame in my brain, so
Okay.
I lost there.
Okay. Yes, Rupa.
Okay, ma'am. That's
Let us make it short because we have one more, because the paper is on paper is from Dylan William. He is considered to be the profound person working behind formative assessment and feedback. Okay, so he's a professor from King's College London. So his work, you can see his YouTube videos also. It's completely on formative assessments and how feedback has to be given. Okay, so that paper also I want you to read through. So let's make Rupa just 2 minutes.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
what was the name you just said just now, ma'am?
Dylan William.
Okay.
You have a paper I have already shared with you, formative assessment and contingency.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, Rupa, what you would like to share?
I just want to finish quickly, ma'am, that why I need the validity, reliability, and the fairness in my assessment. It is, as these are very, very important. They all stems from a simple, a simple premise that what is my primary role in the classroom. My primary role is to accurately assess and improve the students' learning. Right, ma'am. So if any of these three major pillars is weak, the entire foundation of my educational decision making collapse. So the need for the need for the validity means what? Accuracy, right? So I need actually validity because the one simple reason, because my whatever the that assessments I'm just giving to my students, my assessments must serve as an accurate ruler for that particular specific skill. Example, if my whatever I just taught, if my assessments is not valid, I'm just wasting my entire time and the students' time, and I'm just teaching based on the false perception or the false data, right? So what is my what I just need to do, my need is that I just need to confidently know that the students low score on my rhetorical right devices quiz. So that actually truly means they actually cannot distinguish between the pathos and the logos. And whatever the that quiz which I have just given to them, they were just they were just poorly understood, or they were just getting confused. For that reason only, they just secure very low marks on that. And the problem that if my assessment is not valid, I just might spend a week reteaching that particular topic, something that the students already know, simply because my whatever that test which I have taken in the class was flawed, and I'm just making the correct inferences about their knowledge, that they just know that much, they can just implement everything, right? Whenever I just ask the formative assessment, so it actually make the flaw in my teaching. So, that is the need for the validity. That why I practice that in the class. And second thing, need for the reliability. As far as I just understood.
Reliability. 1 minute, Rupa ma'am. That what you have given an example, that is about reliability. See, validity, generally it is difficult for you to reteach. The reason is already you have thought on a different outcome. You understood? So content and curriculum, you have taught on a different line, and no going back, it is like erasing what you have taught and again reteaching. So that becomes very difficult. So you have to be careful when you're
I'm just taking the remedial classes to reteach that particular reteach that particular
that
concept.
is what I'm saying, Rupa ma'am. Validity is difficult when you are reteaching. It's very challenging. The reason is you have to remove and then reteach. That removing will not happen for kids. It's going to be very difficult. So that is the reason you have to be very careful with the curriculum and the learning outcomes. Okay. Reliability, yes, you can. Okay, because it's the level that you're going to maintain in the class. So that can happen. But validity, you have to be very careful with it. Okay, ma'am? Okay. Yeah. Anyone else would like to share? Others can read through. I'll just share the next work. So others can just read through this contingency and you can share your responses in the chat box while others are presenting. Yeah. Read through formative assessment and contingency in regulation of learning process. And that is, in your words, give the outcome that you intend to achieve in conducting formative assessments and when it helps in learning. It's not how. When do you think it helps in learning? This is a very nice document, actually. Others would like to share on the previous one, you can share and then you can read also this one. Yeah. You have done reading, you can start.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. So, formative assessments basically they help the students improve the learning and understanding, and also help the teachers to plan out better teaching strategies. And it is a assessment which is conducted during the learning process only, not after that. And it is considered to be most effective because it gives timely feedback, and which allows the students also to identify the mistakes or the learning gaps and helps them to improve accordingly. And also it encourages participation, ma'am. It builds confidence. It also makes the learners take responsibilities of their own learning process.
Very true. Very true. Next, anyone else? Someone.
Yeah, ma'am. So according to that, okay, document which we have read, I just summarized the few points regarding the formative assessment. That is the assessment for learning. That is share the clear learning goals with the students. Second thing is that use the examples of the strong and the weak work which they have done. And we need to actually teach the students to self-assess and set the goals. And we focus on the particular lessons on one okay learning target at a time. And we should teach focused revision and engage the students in the self reflection. And just we should track their learning, right? For example, I'll just give the example here. For example, in the English classroom, I can share the okay rubric for the creative writing assignment. I just show the examples of the strong and the weak narration, so that students can do the peer assess drafts, and they actually can have the okay reflection on their own progress, right, ma'am?
Yeah.
And for the okay teachers, it just provides the feedback that moves learning forward. For example, after that okay vocabulary that okay quiz which I usually conduct, I just explain to them their okay common mistakes and just guide the students on just improving the word usages. And for the peer, right, I just okay activate the students as according to the learning resources for each other. And in practice, students actually review each other's narration, creative writing, their structural okay language and the okay literary okay works, and they just suggest the improvement to each other, right, ma'am? And for the okay learners, right, usually in the class I just activate the students as the okay owners of their own okay learning. For example, students set their personal writing goals, and they just track their own progress through their okay journals, that whatever they have okay understood as of now in the entire unit, so they just do through the journals, right,
So
ma'am?
journals will help them to.
Yes, reflection, ma'am, for the purpose of reflection. And the framework just emphasize the self-regulated learning, SRL, by helping the students actually understand the goals, monitor their progress, and they just take the responsibility of their own okay learning, as it is given in the okay document by the William, right, in the year 2007. And means that I can say that in short, that formative assessment is a collaborative process where the teachers provide the feedback, peers support each other, and the students actually actively manage their own okay learning process, and they just make their own okay adjustment in the real time to improve the outcomes.
Okay,
right?
That's true. They can adjust in the real time. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yamini and Sara, any input that you have? See, Rohini, Anandita, yeah. Yamini, nothing?
It's format. See the question. 1 minute, just one.
Formative assessments and contingency. What is meant by contingency?
That is what I'm actually working on. Some words they look
contingency means the measures that you take in order to correct something.
Okay.
That is
Thank
the
you.
contingency measures we say, isn't it? So it is
Okay.
the measures that
proactive, interactive, and retroactive. 3 are there. Contingency.
So contingency is a like you and what you can say, you predict a particular event or something is happening, and what
Yes.
corrective measures you think about it. That is what is contingency.
Like a clear view of learning, setting goals for teachers and learners at the same time by the assessment, and engaging them in self-reflection. All of this fall into that contagious learning.
Yes.
Yes, then I'm on the right track. I'm assessing myself whether I'm getting.
Yes, it is actually. See, one thing is your curricular goals is for your entire class. But as a teacher, you should have a separate goal
Yeah,
and you should
yeah.
have a backup plan.
Very true.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Because that is how we see that learning happens. Remember, we think of something, go into the class, but we should always have a contingency in place. Otherwise, we will be a flop. We don't know what to do if something, everything fails. So that
True, true.
backup should always be there. That is what is meant by contingency measures. Yeah. Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. So actually, I'll just share to this week's assignment, then we can. So you have to observe. I'm not asking you to take your mentor. Okay, because next week we'll do the finale. This is the rough work that you're going to do. Okay, observe a peer's class. Think about the practices that made the class effective. What were the key features? And also observe what were the different formative assessments that happened in the class. Okay, I'll share this question in the chat box. Remember, when we talk of key features, it includes the formative assessments. Okay, you will have to come because without this, we can't be discussing the next class topic. So you will have to observe and come. Please sit for any of your friends' class. Don't go for a fresh teacher. Go for an experienced teacher whose class you have heard is very good. Okay, so that will actually help you to learn better. Okay, this is for your observation. Write in your notes and come what are the different things you saw, how the class was, what was engaging, what assessment she did, all that you make a note and come. But along with this, you have to complete this question in your reflective journal. Explain the concept, 300 words. Explain the concept of assessment, its basic types, principles, and methods. This again is 300 words. Okay.
Ma'am, I'll share this in the group as well.
Yes. So this is for your evidence of learning. Okay, the question, explain the concept of assessment, its basic types, principles, and methods is for your evidence of learning for 300 words. Okay. The other one is for the prior activity for the next class. So just sit, observe the class, make a note of everything from the beginning. Okay, inform her the prior day that you're going to observe her class. Don't go all of a sudden, don't do sudden visits. Okay, it's a peer observation. Tell them that you're going to come to their class so that they will also be prepared. And you tell them it is for a sample visit, because if you take your mentor, then it becomes the assignment. So before taking your mentor, you're just observing so that we can analyze on what are the different aspects you have to observe when you're sitting with your mentor. Okay. Right.
I just have one question. It can be someone from another subject also, right? Because I'm just
Yes,
going to
it can.
observe the teaching methodology and how to make it interesting, right?
Yes, yes, it can be from any subject. And it can be from any class, from pre-primary to 10th or 12th, it can be any class. But kindly go to the middle school, that level, so that it will be, for example, if you're a primary teacher, limit up to 5th class, because you going to secondary, you may not be learning anything, because that is a different stage altogether.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That's the thing.
Okay, ma'am. And ma'am, another thing, like for when we observe and everything, do we need to ask the teacher to like give us a lesson plan or anything which we need to attach
Not
to
now,
our...
not this week. Not this week. You can ask her what is the topic and all. When you're going with your mentor, yes, you have to take her lesson plan. That next week I'll tell you what exactly to be done. This
Okay.
is just for preparation for LOC, that the next one that we are going, sorry, LOD that we are going to do. Evidence of reflection that we will be doing. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
ma'am, we need to, do we need to write in the template which you have shown today morning?
No, don't write anything now.
Okay.
You just collect and keep. I'll tell you next week how to write in the template, everything. Once you get the access, you can. Okay.
Okay. So all the up to now, all 3 assignments what were given, we should just keep ready in Word document,
Yes.
right, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes.
Write the question beneath the answer. Question, answer. Write it as question answer mode. Okay. But together, without the questions, it has to come between 800 to 880 words. That I will tell you next week. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
And ma'am, just one more request, since I was unable to attend 1 or 2 sessions. So is it possible to give like the assignments, all 3 assignments which you're supposed to do in the
It is
WhatsApp group?
already there in your module guide.
Oh, no, ma'am, I'm talking about the WhatsApp group. Like, if it is possible to just like share it over there once.
You can check, Anandita, go back and check in the e-resources PPTs. When you check for
PPTs, ma'am.
PPTs, the last slide is always whatever ma'am is told as the assignment.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll do
Anyway,
that.
all of
Okay.
you could do that. If you're missing on the assignment, go to the e-materials or the e-resources, check the PPTs. In that, you will get to know the assignment. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Any questions? So this is how actually it is coming in this one itself, this PPT itself, Anandita. You like these, this is your week 1, the LOA B C. So this is in your module guide, page 21.
So, ma'am, we should write like this only in the form of question answers.
Question, then answers. What should be written is given here, but remember the guiding questions are your key questions. This is the
Yes,
question. The guiding
but the
questions are your key
okay,
questions.
but the actual okay format is okay. This only question and then answer. Question and then
Yes,
answer.
yes, yes.
Okay, I have just written in the paragraph form the entire content.
No, that was last year's model. Now it is changed. So you will have to write
Okay.
question and answer. They have clearly specified it in the exemplars that they have given. Okay.
I
So you will
just
have,
okay integrated the entire content in the form of paragraphs. I just
no
integrate everything
problem,
in
no problem. Add the question on top. That's it.
add the question on that top of that.
Yes.
Okay.
Of the
Okay.
paragraphs.
And
Ma'am,
with
we
just
have,
one more
is
doubt,
there
ma'am.
any,
With every okay theory, yes, yeah.
ma'am,
Someone
yes,
else was asking the question. Yes, Sarah.
yes. Ma'am, the question that you just shared that thing, right? So we have to make our own questions, or there are going to be questions there, and we have to
No, just
make
now
the
I
answer.
showed you. I showed you. See, every PPT I start with the questions, isn't it? Can you
Yeah.
see
Yeah,
these
it's there.
questions?
Yes,
These
yes.
are
Yes,
the,
yes.
see, this is the
But
concept.
I have
These are the
integrated
key
the
questions.
content.
So
Okay.
now this question, this explain the concept, its
Yes.
basic type principles and methods is your assignment third question. You got it. First question
Okay.
is LOA. Second question is LOB. Third
Yeah.
question is LOC. Together, this
Okay.
will be evidence of learning. Clear?
Together. Okay.
So our assignments will be, the questions are already there. We have to write the answers according to those questions. And that
Yes.
is what we are going to submit. It's not going to be paragraph or like an essay. It will be Q&As.
Question answer is in the paragraph only.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yes.
we actually don't need to okay integrate the everything. We have to
No, we
segregate
need
everything
not,
like this.
need not. You have to separate it out. Okay.
Okay. I just put
I'll
it
I'll
together
share
at the
I'll
same.
share the exemplars also. I'll share it with Shilpa. She will share with you. But do not
Okay.
copy even a single sentence from the exemplar because no, tomorrow you will be landing in trouble if you do that.
don't copy at all. You would get very, very strict evaluation would be done, and we are very sorry to say you would get a fail, and then you will not be able to do anything with Cambridge anymore once you get it as a candidate. Are we clear on that? It's a humble request, dear teachers. Okay.
Please don't do anything with that. You can just read through it, how exactly it is presented, format you can do, check. But other than that, nothing you should do with these exemplars.
Okay, yes, ma'am. We need to have the format. Just share it
Yes.
so that we can go through the format. That's it.
I'll share you the formats. Okay.
Ma'am, if we
Yeah,
like
because
something, we
okay,
can
because I
rephrase
have
it,
done
right?
long, ma'am, 500 words I've written. I
You
just
can
thought to make it
reframe
short
it,
when
Sarah. You
you
can
are giving
reframe
me.
it, but don't use the same word, same sentences. You can use it as a reference to understand how it needs to be done. That's all. Other than
See,
that,
first one will be difficult. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. But afterwards, you will find it comfortable to write. It's not going to be difficult at all. Only the first unit one, you find it difficult.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to ask one thing, ma'am, that in the question number 1, what do you think are the key characteristics of highly effective teachers? That is Schulman, Hattie, Coetel, and the husband and PS. So I just need to ask that we just need to add the examples also while just elaborating about those in our work. We just need to add the examples also, that how we are just
Yes, you have to.
implementing
You have to.
these.
Yes, you have to.
How we are
You
that
read through
implementing these
these
in our work.
exemplars, you will
Okay.
get
How the
Rupa.
Schulman, Hattie, and these okay
You
perceptions. Yes,
you
yes, I
read
have.
through these
Yes,
exemplars,
I have.
you will get how
Means
to
that I
write
have
it.
done, ma'am. Yes, actually, I have done, ma'am. But my words actually, 600 to 700. It is just coming because it's too long. Everything that theories of motivations also are there, and this also there. Maslow's need also there. So it is going like 600 words. You have given 300. That's what I'm asking. Okay, do we need to add
No,
our
you
real
have to
time
reduce
example
it.
also?
Yes, you
Yeah.
have to
Okay, that
reduce
I'll
it
do.
also.
Yes. Okay, that I'll do. I'm just asking that whether we need to add examples here also
Yes.
in the
Yes.
Schulmans and Hatties, that how we are implementing it in our
Yes, you
class.
have to. All those you
Okay.
have to. One or two will have
Okay.
to add.
One or two only, not all,
Not
right?
everything, not everything. Read the module
Not
guide. They've
everything.
given there. Yeah.
Yeah, one or two only enough. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Any other questions, or we can call it a day? Please do fill your feedback and send. Please do complete your feedback form and send. Okay. Yeah.
okay, we are good to go then.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay,
Sudha
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sudha ma'am. Sudha
Have a
ma'am.
nice day.
Have a good afternoon now. Half of the sun